All right, guys, today is the 5th of August 2026. Crazy Global Market Talk with KEL. Crazy anytime, anywhere. All right, guys, good morning to everybody. This is KEL, and thank you for coming in this morning. But why is it so early today? It's because I have something on in the later part after the Zoom session, so I had to come in early. And of course, the thing is this morning we have a bit of disruption. The CRAZII.com chart was down. Let me just show to you the screen. It was down for a while because there was some data issue. You can see on the screen right now that there is a big gap here. Now, the gap is not because market gap down, it's because the data wasn't streaming in, and that causes the market to only resume data just about 25 minutes ago. So please take note, this is not a gap. This is because of the data not streaming in. And it's not very possible for us to fill up the gap because the data is lost in between. All right, so do take note today, the OP of the day. Let me just double check, is it correct? Let me just confirm the OP of the day. The OP of the day is at 4077 is correct. So 407 OP is correct, okay? The OP here, 4077 OP, yeah, is correct. It's just that the data or the chart earlier is missing at the moment right now. Okay, all right, so take note of the little problem that we have. The day chart apparently is okay. The day chart is actually working fine. No change, no problem. It's only the 5 minute that went down. What's the reason? It's probably due to the lack of, we have a lot of people using it recently, yeah? Okay, how come my thing not moving? Hold on. Okay, you can see that the day chart is moving as per normal. Okay, all right. Okay. All right, so that is what we have for now. There's something wrong with my screen here. I am not able to delete away whatever I draw. Hang on a minute. A lot of little technical issue today. Okay, finally done. Some error there. Okay, all right. So take note of the missing data for today. And also before that, disclaimer apply as usual. Please do your risk management before entering into the market. This is very important. Okay. All right, let's start with the global market first. What is happening in the world? Let's take a look. Now, obviously, why the market surged 900 points for the Dow Jones and the S&P traded 7,700 for the first time in the booming Wall Street rally, because Scott Benson says that there might be a deal on today or tomorrow to open almost with the freedom of movement. Wow. Again, we are hearing this for how many times? Now, this is not the first time Scott Benson said that, not the first time. And every time you can see he after that just disappear, right? It's very typical him. Now, of course, we really want the thing to open up, but it's so difficult. As you can see, it's very difficult. And the Iranian side itself are not giving us any confirmation, although Qatar and some other countries are saying that the deal will likely go through. Okay, so that is what we have. The stock market rose 900 points last night, and basically everybody all happy. The Nasdaq popped up 2.59% as Palantir up by 29%, incredible. And also we have Caterpillar up by 5%. Interesting. Okay, so basically this is the S&P chart to the all-time high. Now crude oil went lower because of the talk of Iranian. And let's see how it goes. But of course, if the talk fail, then of course the crude oil will go back up to it. But what is crazy is that we just have a couple of days ago, we have the 1,100 point drop. And today we have the 900 point rally. So you see that down the market is really, there's no more fundamental. Everything is just basically buy up, buy down, sell up, sell down. It's just pure money. There's nothing there itself that is in value. It's just like today, I can be down by 1,000 points. Tomorrow, I'm at 1,000 points. The market don't really care of valuation anymore. It's like gambling. All right, it's crazy. Okay, And of course, the reason is because Caterpillar say that their earnings is better than expected, and the market buys into that. And of course, they are looking to use the AI data center. Interesting. Okay, so basically that is the main draw on the market. But that's interesting now is that Amazon, right? Amazon fell 2% because Jeff Bezos decided to fall in to sell 4 billion worth of shares. Wow, I mean, he's really taking his money out of his earnings, yeah? So we do see, although there's no direct relationship, but it's almost that every time when Jeff Bezos sell his share, the stock market, especially in NASDAQ, will come off a little bit. So let's see whether is he correct this time again, all right? So oil prices tumble after Benson says that Bassett saying that the Strait of Hormuz may be coming to the end, the closing. SpaceX shares drop because of the AI costs, all right? So although the earnings is good, but then the share price dropped after market close. Now, AMD revenue climbed by 50%, but the data center sales up by double, but the stock is still down. Interesting. So it seems that the market now is realizing that the past earnings is good, but then the future earning is not that fantastic because of higher costs. Now, Michael Burry bet against rally. He feels that now we are near a major top and possibly a 1987 type fall. Oh my God. Now, 1987 happened on the 19th of October, 1987, and that was where the Dow Jones S&P 500 dropped by 21.7% in a single day. All right. So apparently Michael Burry, who is famous for his big shot back then, is saying that the S&P 500 now has a typical or similarity in what happened in 1987, and it is possible, but do not, he has been wrong several times too along the years, so let's take note of that. Yeah, now Jeff Bezos selling 4 billion shares. All right, so seemingly we can do a bit of back testing and see what happened to that. And of course, the major 5 reasons why market is up, let's take a look. Percent Iran command, earnings are booming, but the forward are not. Tech is running together, seem to be. All the ETF are doing well yesterday. And also index breakout because of the technical breakout in the market. Technical. And last but not least is the post live bot, this situational awareness fund. All right. Okay, so that is the main 5 things that I'm watching, believe in that. And on my personal side, if you look at my own X.com, you can actually take a look and you can see that I have posted some stuff, and there's something very interesting. You can take a look about the Bitcoin potential. I do believe that Bitcoin will come down a bit more before we see a bottom and rally. So this chart particularly actually caught my attention, a bit similar with my personal view, so take note of that. And of course, Tom Lee says that the August should be a good month and 2027 could be the best year for stock market. Well, I beg to differ, but again, I think if the market drop quite a fair bit, yeah. I mean, now it's 2026, right? Okay, 2026. And if the market goes up all the way to the high of 2027, of roughly there, and then you'll travel down, I told you it'll come down a fair bit, and then after that, you'll go up again. So yes, if you buy here itself, will be really a best year. But if you're telling me that for 2027, it will be all the way up, I don't agree with that. I think that 2027 is where the major peak will happen. And when it sell off, of course, this will be the best time to buy some shares. Okay, that's my personal take versus Tom Lee's take. Now, everybody have their own opinion. I'm definitely not at his level at the moment now in terms of this fan size, but I feel that we are about the same level in terms of thinking, just that probably he's a bit more bullish and I prefer to be more prudent. Okay, all right, so that will be all for today's fundamental. Okay, if you are interested, let us look through at the twitter.com. Now, next thing is that this is the treasuries. Now, yesterday, the treasuries shoot up because the yield came off because of whatever happened back in percent. When percent says that the war can be over soon, that was where immediately the treasuries shoot up, okay? But as you can see, every time when the treasuries goes up and the volume comes together, you can see that it doesn't end well. And the next few days, the market just come back down again. So to me, this is really not really something that I think is the bottom. I still feel that for a bottom to happen, you have to close near the low end, and really you can see everybody losing. That is usually the point the market will rebound. Okay, so let's look at the market right now since we have a long chat this morning. Okay, let me just take a look. Okay, so first of all, this morning we have the opening price of gold at 4077. We are now back to above OP level. Now this morning we have a pivot 2 at 4065 with the market basically tapping it. All right, beautiful. And do take note, today could be a 4 diamond. Today could be because now the green KSI is in. But if the KSI turns to red, the 4 diamond will disappear. Okay, so take note of that. Yeah. Okay, usually we do not use the diamond that is on the chart of today. Normally, the latest one should be the one yesterday, not today. Yeah. Okay, so what do I have for view today? Now, basically, we have the KSI green with the KCX black. That is pretty bullish. And of course, we have the market now opening between the two pivots. And this morning, the market gold purposely touch pivot 2 and rebound. That means that the market do want to go up. So if the market stays above OP, there is a very high chance for the market to tap pivot 1 at 4129. Okay, that is the upside target. Yeah. Now, of course, the thing is this: if the gold do break below 4065, we have a problem because 4065 contain two big number. We have the MA30, we have also the MLP. So if gold breaks below the two number, I mean the same number in fact, then there will be some selling all the way down to KCL at 4042. Now the only reason why gold can come down is because of oil. If oil price go further down because of the percent, whatever he say, yes, gold will go up. But if the oil price recover, then of course gold price will come back down. Okay, so take note of that. I don't have much view for today on gold. I'm watching crude oil closely. I believe that $75.50 could be a very important turning point for oil market. All right, let's talk about gold, oil now. Now, this is oil price. Okay, now oil basically caught my attention yesterday. Oil was going up. It went up to a high of $80. I was making some money. Then suddenly the news came in, and then I was caught here itself. I mean, that is very normal. And I was on the plane to make it worse. All right, but doesn't matter. It's okay because we already know that there will KSI rate at the start. So when oil price was going up here itself, I told you guys to be careful. Oil can come back down. And indeed, oil really came down on news factor. Yeah. Okay. So the question will be, hold on, give a minute. There's some incoming calls at the moment. Oh gosh. Because they didn't know that I'm starting in early this today. Yeah. Hold on. Just give me a second. I just need to text them that I'll be away for a short while. Okay, done. Okay. So as you can see that the oil price really did. This is the elephant trade on the upside, but the KSI was all the way on the downside. So when the market gapped down, that really proved that the KSI has its reason to be there. Okay, now the question will be, will Scott Benson really pull it off? Now it's very simple, guys. If Scott Benson is telling the truth, then of course that's good news, and then the gold price will continue to go up and oil price will go down. Okay, but if you remember, Scott Benson said something similar somewhere around here. And then after that, oil price went sideways for about 7 days before it bottomed out and recover, basically recovering back whatever Scott Benson said. So the question will be, is that going to be a repertoire? Now, I really think that we just look at the OP to know. As long as the market stays above OP, then that means whatever Scott Benson say is not true. But if the market stays below OP, then whatever he say, it could be true. So to me itself today, the opening price at 74.43 will be a very important price. And as long as the oil price stays above, that'd be good. But of course, to be very safe, the MLP will be even better. If the market can stay above MLP, then yes, then oil is going to go back up again. And if you go back up again, the KCL, all right, which is here, and the KCB are the same at $78.20, 70 to 80 cents. All right, so that is possible. Now, I personally don't think that Iranian will so easily open the Strait of Hormuz so easily. I don't think so. I feel that, okay, my personal feel that this is just another delay tactic because there's no way to do other things, all right? And you can see some of the companies are not doing that well despite all the pump. But again, I can be wrong. So let's watch this closely. If oil price do come down, instead it break below pivot one, then there is some very high chance it come back down to cover the 2K CB here, and that's about $71.40 plus cent. And that's a lot of money if you know how to do the trade. So follow the OB guys, upside $2.50, downside $3.50. Okay. All right, now let's look at the Dow Jones. Okay. Okay, hold on. Okay, a bit of issue at the top. Okay, the Dow Jones opening price is at 54,214 and it's slightly now above OP. KSI is green, KCX is black, so it's very, very clear the market wants to go higher. But the thing is this, the Dow Jones now, dear all, right, I did tell you my personal prediction and it happened back then. Now, when the Dow was basically somewhere around here, I call for a Dow to go up to 53,400, right? Okay, that was my prediction. And the market really hit here and then pull back. But as you can see very clearly, the market did not pull back much and now has went new high and now even higher to 54,200 plus. Okay. So the thing is this, in this case, I was correct, but then it wasn't lasting long and then the market recovered. Now with the KSI bumping up so strongly, it's all right. I believe a lot of funds that came into the market. So the market is looking at somewhere around 54,600 area. Okay, so for me, I mean, very upfront here, guys. I'm wrong on the Dow Jones. At least I was correct when it was here. I did make some money when it come back down. And then after that, we can see the market bottom out immediately with a strong buy up all the way. Now, I did not expect it to go up so much, but it happened, then be it then. Okay, so what's my view for today? Let me just show it to you. Yeah. All right, so first of all, MA30 and MA200 already supported the Dow Jones already, so there's a strong support there. And the other thing is that the market now is heading towards the 54,647 pivot level. It is possible for it to go there. And nothing much more to say because everything looks positive, so it should be going up. K trend wise, also there's no K trend at the moment. So there's nothing here at the moment and there's nothing there to be worried about. Just continue and go toward the target. That will be a good choice. Yeah. Okay, there's 62 people online today. Thank you very much for coming in. Okay, let's look at the NASDAQ. Now, the NASDAQ continued to rally after the bottoming out 4 days ago. It was a very strong rally. You can see that. And then after that, if you look down a little bit more, you will notice yes, indeed, the double diamond. Yeah, the double diamond. So that's why the double diamond gave a very strong buy yesterday above OP, above MA30, very strong buy. And that's the thing, shoot up all the way, but it did not go high enough to touch the pivot one. So what do you expect here to see? Now, I think that based on what we can see right now, it's very clear that the market is trying its best to just pacify this whole thing here. And there's no fundamental at the moment for the Nasdaq to go up. And although the earnings are fantastic, but the follow through, the forward guidance is not good. So KSI is green, the candle is yellow. By right, we should see higher movement. So if everything goes well, the next target can be as high as 30,000. All right, it is possible. All right. So think about it again in 2007, where the market was only at 7,000. Now it's already at this 29,000, almost 4 times already. Incredible. Okay, all right. So that is the NASDAQ for us. I have done it. Okay, last one will be Bitcoin before we end the day session. Now, Bitcoin is to me a very important direct relationship between Bitcoin versus the NASDAQ. So what I'm seeing right now today is a blue diamond here. We draw a line there, and that is also the KCL at 42,310. So 64,310. So now it's trading below. Okay, trading below OP and is below the KCL. So both of them are sending a sell signal, right? And the thing is this, if the market do come down and break, there is a high chance to see 63,633. But I think the market will just allow it to come back down and then self-reflect for a while. Okay. All right. So that is the Bitcoin for all of us. We covered the Dow, we covered the NASDAQ, we covered the gold. All right. I think pretty much we have covered. Okay, there's a question here from Tim. For very beginner trader, what market do you recommend to trade to sharpen your skills? Is it CRAZII for the first time, gold, oil, Bitcoin? I think the best one, if you ask me, is well, see, the market doesn't move like it's like meant for beginner market, meant for expert. No, the funds is the key. If the funds are in the market will be very easy to trade. But when the funds are no longer in the market, right? And then no matter how you trade, it will not be helpful. So you understand my point? So right now the funds are all in US indices, right? So that's why you can see it's very easy to trade. But gold itself, not really. And oil, definitely, yesterday, the liquidity was sucked out from the market. And Bitcoin, obviously not, because there's not much liquidity in Bitcoin. So that is the reason why it's better to know which market has this. It's moving right now, and that is where the market to trade. And once you trade using CRAZII, no matter what technique, it's the same. Okay, so there's no better market or easier market to trade. Hope you understand my point, yeah? Because it's all about liquidity. Okay, all right. But then if you insist me to give you a number, then I think that you can try off small with trying on this this market called this S&P 500. Now S&P 500 is really the smallest market, easiest to trade, and just to follow rules. Just that the spread is a little bigger, but then that is the thing about A-book, yeah? Okay, let's take note of that, S&P 500. Okay, all right, guys. So with that should be the end of the market. But before that, I'll show you something about China. Now, China's stock market has been coming down. As you can see, that this is the K trend that is lowering. And today, it closed near the higher side. With the KSI all buying, but the market is still going down. So the thing is this, I suspect that China today will gap up and then continue to go down again. So take note of that. Yeah, this is the China market. And for the Hong Kong market, it's very interesting. The Hong Kong market is moving on its own. While the China market is coming down, Hong Kong is going up all the way by itself. So Hong Kong today is a BMB formation, big movement bar, and usually BMB means that the market is either going to go higher, which is always looking out, or lower, which is also happening now. So based on what I'm seeing right now, most likely the Hong Kong market will drop down all the way to this number. And that's 25,199 in the near term. Okay, that's my personal take on the Hong Kong market. Okay, guys, that will be all for today. Thank you so much for coming in so early in the morning. As I say again, whenever I can, I'll definitely do something for you guys. All right, that's all. Take care. See you then. Bye-bye.